Okay, Akili, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. This is what you're asking me. I want them to hear this. I'm asking you. There is no way to be successful as a 57-year-old here. I want to go back to Ghana for the last time, not to visit, but to go home. So that's not what I say. I will tell you, you can be successful in racist America, and you can be successful in tribal Ghana. You can, with all the tribalism, with all the issues that Ghana has, poverty and tribalism and classism, you can absolutely be successful. What you cannot afford to be at 57 years old, and I am 58, is naive. You cannot afford to be naive. You cannot afford to be financially exploited because at 57, you don't have the bounce back. You can't take that L. You don't have that. You don't have the bandwidth for the L. When I was in my 20s, I did some goofy stuff, this, that, the other. But you could always come back, work a summer job. You could work at Lane Bryant, Dots, any of the little stores and get your paper right? There was all these factories. You could go into Avon factory at night. You could do all this other stuff to gain back money. What I'm saying is, at your big old age, big, beautiful age where you should be full of life experience and wisdom, and you should have some control over your womanness, over your sexuality, where you should have some insight into male psyche, their patterns of behavior. You don't bring that to the continent. There's nothing here to support you. Here, the flavor of the day is marriage. They don't even trust you when you're single. They think most women that come single, they easy, they whores, they looking to mingle. That's what they think. And they ain't gonna tell you that, but you'll know, okay, how they play with you, okay? And so you can't afford the naivete. First of all, let's get something straight. And I ain't trying to hurt no feelings. This ain't home. This ain't home. This is home away from home, because you are a pioneer. You already have a home. You got a home, a family, a mama, a daddy, a grandma, a cousin, a uncle. You done have family reunions. You done have weddings. You've given birth. You've been to funerals, graduations. And we don't wipe out our whole history to come and act as if this is a new history. It's not. You couldn't live long enough to even break through and know the history just of this group. And this is just, one group. Ghana is a small country compared to like Tanzania, which is ginormous, in terms of how it lays out on the continent. But it is dense. Don't let them fool you. The Gold Coast, as it was called, is dense. And there's over 100 languages. It's more than three. It's tons. It's 16 different regions. There's a whole number of tribes. Don't let them fool you. It's much to learn. So whether or not you can be successful here is dependent on whose hands do you fall in when you come to the continent. Because here, smiling faces sometimes pretend to be your friends. That is the main theme song in this country. You can't go by Aquaba. You can't go by, oh, his family loves me. Everybody in the family loves me. No, they love you. They like you. They see you as a helper. Because they know one thing for sure. You got some money. Even though I know as a sister friend, you ain't got no money. You ain't got the type of money they think we got. We don't have no money. But we got more than they got. Because they feel like if you can afford $1,000, a $1,500 ticket to get here, something that for many of them, it take them years to come up with that much money off of, living and slaving in their own country. Okay, just laboring in their own country. Then you got it. You got it going on. That's for you to show them. But no, you don't come here naive. You don't come here with no plan. You don't come here with it. You need an exit. You need an entry strategy. You need an exit strategy. You need a crisis. What if the whole transfer, okay, if we just take how you get money back and forth, right? What if that goes down for a week? Who can you borrow? Who will take care of you? Who will give you even 100 CDs? Who will give you a free ride? Who will negotiate? If something happened to you and you go to the hospital, okay? Who will negotiate? Who in this country will advocate for you and not allow even the hospital to exploit you, okay? Who knows your wishes? Do you have a will? Do you have a life insurance policy? Who in this country will see about you? See, we calling someplace home that ain't home. Now, after 5 years, I'm into my 6th year. This is beginning to feel like a type of home, but it still ain't home. But it's beginning to feel like a type of home because I've had enough cycles of experience. I've been loved, I've been lied to, I've been mistreated, I've been tricked, I've had to fight both physically and verbally and spiritually. I've had enough stuff happen to me. I've had enough good people. You know how you look for the roses among the weeds, and I look for the one. I got enough people that I can rely on. I have one woman that I consider my daughter, who is a Ghanaian woman. That's my daughter. Anybody else, they may call me mommy, this, that, the other. I got one. She has walked through the fire. She's been tried. She's been tested, this, that, the other. And I still hold out a little bit in myself for betrayal. Not because she's done anything wrong, because that's just how it goes. And so you come here with all your street sense from your own nation. We Black. We done battled through so much. Racism, redlining, defunding of our stuff, gun violence, having people put in jail, just the mass incarceration of our sons, now the mass incarceration of our daughters. So while we letting go of all of our insight, of all of our discernment, of all of that good wisdom that our mothers gave us, listen, honey, the Amistad, what was his name? John Sinkay. That was the movie. The Amistad was based off of John Sinkay, who was grabbed and trapped, and they tried to unload him in Cuba. Okay, and he fought like hell to get back to the continent, to come back to his tribe. In fact, the word he said is us want free. Even his English was broke up. He was close enough to the generation. He was close enough. He was close enough to remember, to taste, to touch, to still hear, to have his heartbeat, to hear sounds, to know songs. He could come back home. You're not coming back home. You're pioneering to make a home away from home. And we have had too many generations apart to even say, to truthfully, I'm just speaking honest, to truthfully even say that we're cousins. Because when you think about your cousin, my cousin is like my sister. Like my cousin, we're almost sisters and brothers. You're not that close to them, and they're not that close to you. Can you build bonds and healthy relationships? Absolutely. But you must be open to learning. Not talking, not telling them, not fantasizing about them, not projecting things on them, but actually learning. And it's the learning that we're struggling with. Sometimes we're coming over here arrogant. We think we know more than them. You don't know more than them. This they turf. And then when you see that they have a basic relationship with someone and they're flourishing in that relationship, you should observe, follow, link, step in that person's shoes and get your bearing together before you launch out independently on your own. Even they work as a collective. This is a networking space. This is not the solo. You don't run solo over in Ghana. You make sure that you have a decent network with trusted stewards. And one of the ways that you do that is you find someone that has a decent network with trusted stewards. You settle yourself down, slow down on the building, and do an environmental scan. Take your time to build these relationships. They're hard built, and they don't come easy. But when you get one, you're solid. Then you can begin to be successful.